Well, there's breaking news coming in at this hour. The US President Donald Trump has called for new leadership in Iran. Now, Trump has responded to Khamenei's remarks. Now, Khamenei, remember, that blamed Trump for the casualties in the protest. Now, he's further gone on to say that the criminals will not be spared. These are important comments coming in from Khamenei, who, remember, happens to be the supreme leader of Iran. Now, these are new statements coming in from the US President, but the US President has gone on to say and even call for new leadership to be imposed in Iran. This is the US President's response that comes in after, of course, a statement coming in from Iran's supreme leader. Well, on this, we have my colleague Nigar Mujtahadi joining us on the broadcast. Nigar, I wish to understand from you, firstly, the death toll numbers remain to be disputed. The US President Donald Trump has time and again spoken that if there will be more deaths, then the US will retaliate. And there, of course, after that, we've seen a brutal face-off between the Iran Supreme Leader and the US President. And also, we're not oblivious to the fact that the US has previously also intervened in the past, especially in 1953, to, of course, remove the electedly, the current dispensation in Iran?
Well, I mean, first of all, the number of verified deaths in just 2 days is at least 12,000. At CBS News, they're reporting that number could be up to 20,000. Now, there's a lot of back and forth between President Donald Trump and the supreme leader of Iran. And in the meantime, scores of innocent people are dying. They've enacted essentially martial law in Iran right now. People are barricading themselves in their houses. There are still small pockets of protests happening here and there, but they have killed so many people. I mean, pretty much any Iranian that you speak to in exile knows somebody who has been killed or is connected to somebody who has been killed.
Right, Nigar, I also wish to understand from you, you said that of course, the number of casualties is as many as 12,000 in the past 2 days. I also wish to understand from you, while all of this is happening in Iran, there seems to be statements made by the Crown Prince, who is in exile in the United States. How exactly are Iranians viewing that?
Well, they're viewing it with, a huge amount of attention, because this is supposed to be encouraging, the protesters and the people inside of Iran and outside of Iran as well. So every time, he makes some sort of statement, it carries a lot of importance for people inside of Iran and outside of Iran. But then, of course, there is a blackout right now. Some people are getting things out through Starlink. There is the risk of execution if you own Starlink, and they are able to, at times, through GPS tracking, know who has it, who doesn't. So it's very hard to get a sense of what is exactly happening in the country right now as a result of that blackout. But landlines are starting to still open up. And again, they look to him with a lot of encouragement and hope, because this is, how they view him as their only way out right now.
Right, absolutely, Nigar. And in addition to what you just mentioned, I believe there's also BitChat that's come to the fray, and Nokia, which is allowing Iranians to connect with one another using Bluetooth messaging. So that allows them to, of course, sort of surpass whatever, checks that the regime has in place. But thank you so much for joining us and sharing those updates with us.